me from these different publishers wanting me to write all these different kinds of books. And just recently she sent me a note, and she knew I really was hesitant about doing this. She knew I wasn't sure my health would hold up, my body would hold up. And the last email she sent me, she said, well, I'm going to see Mark at a conference, and we're going to talk about your marketing, so I'd like to know how things are going. I said, well, I've gone through 2 photographers and a lot of work, and now I have an awesome photographer, but I can't type that much, so I'm recording it with my little recorder. My niece is transcribing it, and then I'm going back over and I'm making a few more changes, and then I'm sending it to the lady who co-wrote my life story with me to do some of the finishing touches in the writing. And when I got her email back, she said, I love your gumption. This book is going to be awesome. You just better be ready. It's going to be the most amazing thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty sure she was worried, you know, that there was going to be a problem or I wouldn't get it done, or, well, I was worried about that if we tried those first 2 photographers. Golly bum.
Okay. I think,
You should have been a fly on the wall and you would have been cringing.
Probably, yeah.
All right. I got my tools lined up. All right, so I need to move things over so you can do one more good shot of a bow, right?
Okay.
So, okay, it's better if I do it right here. And I am going to do a single bow, and then I'm going to put the loops in separately. Okay, I'm gonna yeah, I'm doing this again.
And like I said, you just keep going.
Okay, that's probably enough ribbon. All right.
And I love it from behind.
You do? So you're recording?
Here and, yep.
Oh, that's neat. Okay. Can y'all believe this is the same wreath we started with a while ago? We've already removed all those beautiful flowers, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to show you how many different types of wreath you can get from the same base. So I'm going to start with a really long streamer. All right, I'm going to pinch my ribbon together. I'm going to pull the ribbon away from my body and back up underneath. Now don't go backwards and go on top. I want you to go underneath and pinch. And I just kind of straighten out my loops as I go. Make that a little bit longer. Now the first layer is going to be your bow tie. That's the first loop. The second loop, I bring it toward my body, up underneath, and pinch it. Now, if I hold it up right there, got your bow tie. Now, the second layer is going to be an X. So I'm going to twist this ribbon to the left, take it away from myself, and back up underneath. So that loop should be about 1.5 inches longer than the loop in the bow tie. Now the second loop of the X is directly opposite the first loop. Bring it toward me, up underneath, and pinch and twist it, this time out to the right. Then go away from me, bring it back up underneath again.
Do that one more time.
Now we've got one more loop to go. It's going to be opposite the third loop. I'm going to twist, bring it toward my body, and bring it back up underneath. Now, if I were to stop right here, you can see the bow tie in the middle, and you can see the 4 loops of the X, and they're all the same size. Are y'all hot?
I can turn it down. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'd rather not have the noise right now unless we get hot.
Just hold it up. Hold it up. Show them. This way.
Wait,
Okay.
So you wanted it to stay at 7?
You can bump it up so it won't be running. Do I need to move? Okay. Now I'm going to twist it again. We're starting on the third layer. So on the third layer, we go back to another bow tie. But it needs to be about 1.5 inches longer than the layer of the X. I'm going to take it away from my body right down the middle and pinch it. And you can tell from right there that it's longer than that X loop. I'm going to twist it. I've already pinched it. Now I'm twisting it and I'm mashing my finger back down on it. And I'm going to bring it, let's see, it's not laying straight. Sometimes the ribbon gets kind of bunched up and you have to straighten out your wired edge. Bring it toward me, back up underneath, and pinch. Now, that's 3 layers. You've got a bow tie, then you've got an X, and then you've got another bow tie. So, I finish off every single bow with a loop coming straight up out of the top. Do you want me? Okay. So I'm just going to twist it. I need to kind of turn around this way, don't I?
You're okay.
I need to go straight up. Then I want it to come down on that side. So we've got the top loop sticking straight up. Now I'm going to bend my pipe cleaner. And I want to thread it through my fingers and the top loop. And then notice I haven't let go of the bow just yet with my hand. I'm going to pull it very tightly. And then I mash it with my thumb and grab it with my forefinger. And I start twisting it as tightly as I can twist it. Now, that's the way it looks before I do a single thing to it.
Show me the back. The back of it. Show me the back. Holding them. Okay.
Most people make their bows and then have to do a lot of pulling and twisting and fighting with it. But the way I make mine, now all I have to do is pull the loops of the X down a little bit. And the bow is already shaped. And I'm going to cut off the streamer. And I'm going to use the 2 pieces of the pipe cleaner that I tied the bow with. And I'm going to thread it into, let's see, into the wreath. You see it coming out the back?
Yeah.
I don't see the other one. I must have lost it. I see it. And then I just pull it together. There's not much there, is there?
No.
And twist it. All right, now a lot of people that make their bows leave their bows kind of up high on their wreath. You don't want your bow to be up high. You want to grab it and pull it down toward the inside of the wreath. You can have one loop that sticks up. You want to really be able to open it up. And then spread your streamers out. And kind of run your fingers down the bow, the streamer, and twist it a little bit. I'm going to run my fingers down this streamer and kind of curl it a little bit with my hand. So easy. Now, we didn't make a double bow this time. When I say make a double bow, I mean you make it 2 ribbons together. Now I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to, thank you, to add some color into your bow so that people will think you actually made a double ribbon bow when you really didn't. You don't have to roll it up, it's okay.
I was trying to focus on
Yeah, you really are going to be able to make a wreath, no kidding, when you're through.
Yeah.
Catherine was saying a while ago, I know I can go in there now and make a wreath. I said, yeah, I know you can. And she's going to do it. I think your mom needs a wreath.
She would love one so she could see all the birds.
Would you hang a wreath up at your house?
At my house?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. If I had a backyard, probably.
Yeah,
I did not mean to keep going, I just couldn't stop.
that's okay.
Kind of an accident.
Once you get started, you can't. The photographer's over here rolling up the roll of ribbon, y'all, for me. I'm not supposed to be saying that. Okay, now we're going to add this beautiful lime green burlap. Both of these are burlap. And I'm just going to unroll some on the floor, but I don't need quite as much this time because I'm not going to use quite as much. I do want to start with another long streamer, so I'm going to run my hand down, whoops, my fingers down the streamer. When you're doing that, I'm putting pressure on the wires on each side. So I'm going to make one that'll kind of hang down right in here. Oh, that color's beautiful. Okay. Now this one's only going to have about 3 loops. So I'm going to make a bow tie. Two loops in the bow tie. Then I'm going to make a loop sticking out of the top. Bring it up and come back down. And tie it.
Show it to them? I mean, put it in front of your body when you thread it. Now hold it right in front of me. Good. Okay. All right. Yep, that's good.
Okay.
Really looks good against the blue.
Oh, good. I'm so glad I went and changed. I would have been unhappy later with the orange. Even though these are brand new, sharp scissors, you still have to cut away at the ribbon. Okay, I'm going to cut the pipe cleaner at 2 different lengths because I want to put a pick on it. And if they're different lengths, it'll just lay against the pick really easily. Okay, so now I've got to,
There we go. Let's go.
okay. I was twisting around my, you'll notice if I don't put tape on this one. It's hard to hold it to put tape. Okay. Now, notice I'm holding the bow straight in front of me. I've got the pick kind of sticking up in the air behind me because I want it to go into the wreath at this angle. And I just wiggle it around in between the loops and push it. And I'll start pulling the loops together. Now you just have to play with this a little bit to get it going where you want it to go. That was too long, so I'm just going to tuck it up in there for now. I've got to glue it. Then I need to do the same thing one more time. Well, in just one second. There, that looks better. You just have to keep twisting and playing with it till it looks right. Keep fussing it.
I'm not gonna do you making another.
No, I don't think you need to. So I'm going to make another one just like I made on the other side. This is going to go into the right side of my bow. I'm just doing a bow tie. Then a loop. I go up and then back down. So I have a bow tie and a loop sticking out of the top. And I'm going to tie it really tightly again. Pipe cleaners are the best. You don't want to use wire. It will kill your fingers. It'll cut your fingers. Now, I'm not going to have such long streamers this time because I'm getting a lot of streamers in this wreath. And I'll probably have to trim some of them off.
Would you recommend this method to beginners rather than a double bow?
Yes, I would. I wouldn't recommend making a double bow until after you've experimented quite a while with a single bow. And This burlap ribbon is a little bit thick. The solid denim ribbon I've got over there is really pretty, and it's got a good wire on it. And that's an easy one to learn to make a bow with. And it's easier to make a bow with a number 9 ribbon than with a number 40. And this is a number 9 ribbon. A number 40 is almost 3 inches wide.
Okay.
You know, like the red velvet you see at Christmas?
That's 40.
Mm-hmm. Yep, but those are number 40 ribbon. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now I'm going to stick this in. Oh! Did I lose you?
I was just want to be here for the second one.
Okay.
Yep.
Now point it right in toward the bow because you want it to look like it's come out of the exact same center as the bow did. And if you can't find the right spot the first time, take it out, try again. And then start spreading out your loops some. You want them alternated if you can. Let's see, I need to get on this side a minute. Just run your fingers inside your bow, your loops of your bow, to reach all the way inside and make sure it opens up right. Okay, that's pretty. And sometimes I'll use this piece and sometimes I won't. For now, I'm just going to leave it curled up at the top until I decide where I want to use it. I can get it up there. I can't hold my arms up that long. Just go in there. All right, yeah, we've got way too many loops. So I like a little short one hanging out here in the middle, so let's trim it off some. And I know this is wasting ribbon some, but I don't know exactly how long I'm going to want these loops when I first make it. So I'd rather have them longer and then have to trim some off. Now I do like these two long ones, but I want to alternate two streamers so I have a green going down the middle. And I'm going to thread these inside this honeysuckle loop right here. And you have to just keep running your fingers down it over and over and over, because every time you work with it, it's just gonna get messed up a little bit. All right, I've ended up with a loop over here that I don't need. I want a little bit of a loop, but I don't want one this big. The main thing about a bow and the streamers is it's just not going to go where you want it to go when you first stick it in there. You need to be prepared to twist it and play with it a little bit. And I don't like the way that's laying. And a lot of times you won't like the way it looks, and you'll end up doing something a little differently, because I don't like the way this looks on the outside, inside that loop, but I like the way those look inside it. Okay, that's all we're going to do on the ribbon right now. And that will probably change when we add flowers, because flowers are going to move it around in different spots. So I'm ready to make flowers.
Yay!
That color is really yummy. I am glad we took the other one apart and used this bright color.
Matches that bird.
It does, doesn't it? See, I told you you've got an eye for this. Now, for the good stuff. Yay! I love this, and I can't believe I only bought one of them. Well, now that I'm looking at the price, I see why I only bought one of them. This beautiful little stem of flowers was $25. Geraniums, but they are so pretty. And guess what? I know, I'll wait. This little bush of geraniums just may have to come, whoops, you may hold it back. It just may have to come right out of my clay pot. What do you think? So to do that, I need to take this back out. You don't need to get a picture of that. Catherine, somewhere I've got styrofoam bricks. Okay, the reason I wanted to get this is because they need to see what I do with this.
Okay.
Oh, top left on the side of it.
Yeah, it shouldn't turn off by itself.
Oh, no, that's what I just bought.
Oh, did it turn off by itself?
There it is. It's back now.
Now it's on.
Weird.
Okay. Okay, now that we've gone on a search for my styrofoam bricks, I haven't used in a while since I've been making wreaths. You can buy these anywhere in a floral supply place. But this is a very special tool. You don't want to use a regular knife to cut this because you'll get grit all over your counter. You don't want to use a serrated tool that you get at a supply place. What you want to do is go and steal your husband's hacksaw blade out of his hacksaw, and you can just saw right through it. Very easy and hardly any crumbs. And then if you want to make it a little bit shorter, I don't need a big piece. Perfect. So it's still a little bit big, so I'm going to trim the edges. Voila for the hacksaw. And then it should be big enough still that I mash it down into the pot.
Lift it up one. Can you do left hand? Yep.
Let's see. I made it a little bit too. Made it a little bit too low. Let me take it back out. I need to put a little piece in there first. And then I need to put this in. Perfect. Where's my, can you hand me my rag? The one reason I don't like this is because it's so gritty. It's terrible. It gets between your fingers. Okay, I don't like it on my counter either. All right, now I'm going to shoot some glue in around the sides. And it'll just go all the way down and it'll attach it to the clay pot.
They're getting tangled.
There you are. So now I'm going to put my piece of sheet moss. I always cover my styrofoam with a piece of sheet moss. I'm sorry, I should have told you what I was doing.
The way of the video.
Here.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Now, if you want to stay right there, that's probably the best view.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Sometimes if you can't cut one wire, you have to nip on it just a little bit at the time. Okay. And I had there's a screwdriver in that pot behind you, Catherine. I dropped into the right side, front right. I thought.
Could it be in this basket over here where I think I put it?
And never mind, I'll just use this.
Oh my gosh,
What?
I'm an idiot. It was just hiding in the side.
Okay. All right, to make it easier, I'm going to go ahead and make a hole in the styrofoam and in the moss. I need to lay that down first. I need to separate the moss. Can you get it back there? You got it?
Oh, here's better. This is better.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, before I put glue on this bush, I'm going to make sure it fits in there as tightly.
Take it back up. Okay.
And I'm not going to put glue on it now. I'm just going to shoot glue around it. That's cute, isn't it?
Put your fingers around the base of the stuff.
Right there?
Yeah. Ooh, that's not
I thought that was, ooh, that's good.
good. No, that time was, I can't see them.
Can you see?
Better, bless you. I'm trying one thing.
Okay.
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 Shopping. Hopefully that's
Oh, there was a reason I only had one of these bushes. I didn't need two $25 bushes to go in this clay pot, did I? Cute. Okay. Now I'm going to make sure it stays in with my glue gun. More is always best. I really love that. Okay, we're through.
That's it?
No.
That was a quick one.
Although what I just did made a big difference. It's going to go faster like that. All right, the next thing I want to use is these beautiful hydrangeas. Is it working?
Yeah.
I've still got crumbs from the I'm just taking tags off, so take your time. I wonder if those other hydrangeas I'd already used would look better. Which one's going to look the best? No. Okay. Now, the way we put the geranium bush into the pot, that is now going to be the focal point of the wreath. So I don't have to put as many flowers around the wreath as I normally would, and I'm going to put these hydrangeas up in really close. Need to move my dirty rag. Okay. So I'm going to see if one looks good right here. When it's got little lumps on it like that, you're better off to cut it shorter and to add a pick, because that lump is hard to stick in the wreath in a tight spot. So I'm going to add a pick to it. And tape it really good. Now I used a long pick because the long picks have the longer wire, but I really don't need one that long, so I'm going to cut it off at an angle. And I'm going to stick it in again. And run some beads of glue down two sides of your stem. And I'm going to try to stick this back in underneath the bird house, the bird nest. Okay. Now sometimes I just bend the stem a little bit to kind of hold it in place to see how long I want it to stick out from the wreath. Okay, so I'm going to need to cut it right about there. And I'm going to add another pig. A cute trick is, oh, I had them right there. My sister-in-law went to school to study all of this stuff, and I didn't. And she's always wondered how I knew how to put stuff in certain spots because she had to learn, she had to go to school to learn that. But anyway, she told me one cute little trick. When you're trying to pull out a bunch of these and you're trying to pull one out and a whole bunch come out together, they use mouse traps. They hold all the wires into a mouse trap, and you can grab one of these and it pulls out one at a time. You can get me standing on my head, thank goodness. Now, I've got to work on this one a little bit. I'm not sure where it's going to go, so I'm trying different spots. Okay, changing my mind. The problem is, that's such a big flower right in the center. I can't use these big flowers anymore. But I didn't know that till I started cutting them and putting them in there. And you'll do that quite often, so don't worry about it. I just need some smaller filler flowers now. And I'll pull this grass out. Did you do that all by yourself? Yeah, I mean the camera did it all by itself?
Yep.
Oh. Okay, now, change of plans.
Do you want me to delete all the photos with those flowers in them?
With the hydrangeas.
The ones you just took out?
Well, actually, I can leave them in there, and a lot of the ladies have told me in my videos, they say we like the fact that you don't hide your mistakes. So, I guess I won't hide my mistakes.
Okay.
All right, I think this pretty little purple flower is just jiggling around, and it's just...
No, that's fine.
All right, that's what I need. I don't need something as big as what I had before. So I'm just gonna pull it apart. And just, you don't have to do that, it just makes it easier to clip it off. Then you can just go around in a circle and clip. Much quicker that way. Okay. Now, this is going to look so much better. Oh, yes. Okay. Now I'm going to put one up above the bird nest with the eggs. put some glue down the stem, and I see a spot where it can go. And I want it to just kind of grow out like it's growing in that same grass right there. That's cute. I'm going to need a few of these on picks and some of them not.
Is the other one on a pick?
Hmm?
The other one on a pick?
It wasn't. I put a pick on this one because I want it to hang out kind of low. So now I'm going to put some glue on it after I've already looked at where it's going. Yeah, I just went in there a while ago. Okay, perfect. Don't you like this smaller flower? Me too. Okay, I think I'm going to put this one. I want it to look like it's coming out of that same little bunch of grass right there. But I'm going to have to do this without glue because there's a lot of moss right there. So I'm just going to stick it in first. And then I'll shoot some glue in it. Oh, that's cute, 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 cute. Okay. Now I would like for a piece of this to come in between these mushrooms. But there's no hole. So, when there's no hole, I'm going to slide my leaves up the stem. They were further down. When there's not a hole.
Yep, that's perfect right there.
I'm going to slide them up the stem. And I'm going to cut it short. And I'm going to put glue on the grass and on the stem. I'm going to put a whole blob of glue. So it's going to grab hold even if there's not a spot for it. Just like that. Okay. What's it doing?
It wasn't popping the light.
It wasn't. Hope I'm not wearing it out.
You should just get more batteries to fix that.
I've got some. Have you got some? Of course you've got some. This is your business.
Forget things.
Do you use the rechargeable ones or do you just buy them?
I just buy them because they are stronger and will last longer.
Yeah, my son taught me into buying a charger, so I've been using rechargeable batteries in my recorder and in my mouse and my keyboard because I have to change those about once a week.
Yeah.
But you're right, they don't last as long. And I even bought some really, really good ones that are supposed to last. Okay, now we're still adding some of this. I don't know the name of this, but it sure is sweet. And I want some of it sticking out right up in here. Oh, and it went right in, so I'm not going to take it back out. I'm just going to shoot some glue in there. So to do that, I just pull my bow back out of the way and make sure I get some glue up on it, and then I'll put my bow back where it was.
I think it's interesting that you know that you can add in a color that doesn't match, like at all, basically, and know that it looks good, because I wouldn't have guessed to experiment with purple.
You wouldn't?
Mm-mm. I like things to match perfectly, but you know, they don't have to in wreaths.
No, they don't.
But a lot of people, I bet, think like I do.
Well, yeah, I used to have customers that wanted all the greens to match. And it took me a while to tell them, all right, you go outside and you look around your yard. Do all the greens match? No. Okay, I'm gonna try this one right here. Now, I've got to stand back and look at that because I'm not sure.
Maybe if that was more like vertical, almost not vertical, but more so than sticking straight out.
Well, it needs to come out right here. It needs something right there, but. Okay, that looks good. You see, I still have some more. I'm going to put one more of these right now, and then I'm going to, a lot of times I switch to another flower before I'm through with one, because I want to add some other stuff, and that's going to tell me where this one should go. So I just want a little bitty tiny one coming out right here. I don't want much. So we want to go back to hops, which I love. Now, I've got to experiment a little bit and see where I want this one to. Ooh. That ribbon loop's gonna have to. It's gotta go. I didn't put any glue on that hops, did I? Okay, I'm gonna pull my bow down and shoot glue up in there. And then pull my loops back up. Now I'm ending up cutting up the hops more in this wreath than I did in the other wreath, but I still want it to hang out from my wreath. Okay. Now I'm going to experiment a minute, see where I think this should go. Okay. Okay, I like it right there. When I get to this point in my wreath, I usually put stems in and then glue them. Or I do it more often than I do in the beginning when it's kind of empty. All right, I gotta do something with this ribbon streamer now. I don't like where it is. So I'm gonna reach inside and I'm gonna thread it up underneath and have it come out that side. So I want to pinch it together because it's laying right beside a piece of honeysuckle. And I'm going to tie it. I'm going to tie it on there with pipe cleaner. Okay, now I've got to cut it off and then I'm going to put some moss on it.
Okay.
Those little sharp things don't cut little stuff too good.
Now I can get that in a little bit.
You want to get
Oh,
the...
you're sticking moss on there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. I keep cutting off my bow shorter and shorter, don't I? My little streamers. Bless you. Okay, we've got one of these sweet little things left, and I think it should come out from somewhere, like right there. And I'm not going to pull it back out. Okay. Thank you. I'm having to work at this one more than I had to work at the other one. Some are easier, some are not. Okay, I'm going to take this out the right side of the bow, of the top. So I'll go around on the right side of it. Okay. All right, I'm going to take the pick back off this one because I'm going to slide it back down the stem. so I can glue it in there really tight. Okie dokie. Domino key. You do? Good. I'm glad. Now, you want to pause that a second? Did you like that video? Did it leave you wanting more? Well, all you have to do to watch the next video is click on the link below.